maybe because this time round it is far glaring. Maybe in other federal systems there've been some sort of balance, but this is perhaps the very first time they're seeing the three arms of government all from
really
a region. The president, the judiciary,
yes.
and
One year
the
Adua was president of this country. The man from Benue was Senate president.
Yes.
Are you aware?
Yeah, but
so
from,
it is not,
but from a
listen. From the north. I don't know what argument you're making. Well, this country is sharply divided.
Yeah.
We have the north and south.
Simple.
So when you go to the north, you have three geopolitical zones. I have three geopolitical zones. So when you move the president, you must move the vice president and the senate president back to the southern part of this country.
Yeah.
Any deviation is an
It's
anomaly. It's an annihilation. No. And the point I'm trying to drive home is that it is not just Buhari. So this has been the system.
All right, then.
And what is happening at the national is also happening in virtually all the states.
All the states. That's what I mentioned.
It's happening everywhere. You see a senator coming up from one geopolitical. So look at the man from Africa now. He has been there for 3 years.
Permission to move on.
Yes.
We have so many other people.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Honorable Jerome. All right, Dr. Kenneth Meke, your thought.
Deriving from Jerome's, assertions, deriving largely because
Not your brother.
the deriving largely. So I think
You have to
everything he
emphasize
has
the
said
large.
here, because something is pushing. Now, if you see Nigerian politics today, what the present APC government led by Muhammadu Buhari is doing is not different from what had been done in the past. Not totally different. But like you said, this one is glaring and no glaring. He has also pointed out to you that somebody in Benue,
But the
which is not,
but the CGN at that time was
this one is
was
acting
another
CGN,
It was another national.
So now, you see, I think largely that the concept of federal character, has been jettisoned by successive, political elites that we have in this country. We have had. And so the issue of sidelining other people, either in form of elected positions or appointed positions, is the same. It's the same. All over. It's the same. It's the same pattern because, you see, what the political class has, sought certain considerations in making appointments or in zoning certain elected positions. Ordinarily, you think about how to win elections. First of all, how do you win elections? And so that you put on board, you put on table first. And so after you win elections, you now begin to think of how to distribute positions based on the results that came. The results that you got during the elections. And so that becomes a basis, for also determining who is appointed and who is not appointed, who is elected, who is not elected. For me, what has just transpired it's something that ordinarily we want to deepen the kind of diversity that we have in this country. That people are beginning to think that, in fact, that we are here, for certain. You see, when people, but my worry now is that this statement is coming from a man that ought not to, say this. Again, the man Obasanjo. I want to differ because the messenger is not the right messenger, because one way or the other, during his own administration, he had a lot. It may not be as exactly as we are talking about today. Okay? Yeah. It may not be exactly as we are talking about today, but there was, when you have corruption, when you condone corruption, when you go against democratic, ideals and all that, it's far more than this issue. Now, you can see that Lawan and the rest of them, they were subjected to democratic ideals that brought them to power, as of yesterday, which even those that lost the election all congratulated them. Probably.
Yeah, but because APC zoned to those areas.
Of course.
So the APC, if they were trying to capture the tenets of diversity, would have zoned to an area aside.
So how many people from these areas? No, hang on. How many people from our own area here, are in the Senate, for instance? You have about 2 of them, right?
So the
Ovie
that is deputy could have been made the Senate president.
Exactly.
Hang on.
Obasanjo was a better pan-Nigerian person in appointments.
For the position of Senate president, yeah, I agree with you that you know, for
That was why they
a ranking member.
Except from not
They protected him because he would have been the next. He would have contended for.
No. He doesn't have that capacity.
Obasanjo was a better pan-Nigerian person at
Sorry.
Doesn't matter. Is there any law saying the first time I come on? No law.
Does not have that capacity.
No, and there's no rule.
Yes, they have that. No, they do.
Obasanjo was better.
The Omo you are talking about, you know, he just went to the Senate the other day, and then he is a ranking member. By now he's a ranking member. But ordinarily, you can't compare, you know, his ranking membership with that of Lawan.
See, we've seen speakers emerge in other state assemblies that are just coming for the first time.
He has been there since. He has been there. No. From House of Reps, you know, to do. So the point I'm trying to make, hang on, please. The point I'm trying to make is that, yes, this issue of not recognizing, you know, or entrenching the diversity that we have had over the years, you know, has been there.
All right.
And that there is nothing so new
about this one. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. CH, your turn now.
Annie, let me just read out the data here.
Read out.
President, Muslim North. These are heads of institution. Senate President, Muslim North. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Muslim North. President Court of Appeal, Muslim North. Speaker House of Reps, Muslim South. Chief Judge, Federal High Court, Muslim North. Chief Judge, FCT High Court, Muslim North. President, National Industrial Court, Muslim South. Chairman, Code of Conduct Tribunal, Muslim North. Chairman, National Judicial Council, Muslim North. Clerk of the National Assembly, Muslim North. Inspector General of Police, Muslim North. Chief of Defense Staff, Christian South. Chief of Army Staff, Muslim North. Chief of Air Staff, Muslim North. Chief of Naval Staff, Christian South. DSS, Director DSS, Muslim North. Chief of Defense Intelligence, Muslim North. National Security Advisor, Muslim North. EFCC Chairman, Muslim North. Now, this is the reality of what we are facing. And you ask yourself, Nigeria is operating a federalism. And it couldn't have been otherwise. Because in any nation where you have diversity, federation is the best option. The Constitution provides in Section 14, sub 3 and 4, that this, whatever you are doing, there must be acknowledgement of the diversity of this country. That's federal character. And to give everybody a sense of belonging. Now, out of 20 critical positions, you have only 3 as Christians. You have only 3 as Southerners. Will Southerners have a sense of belonging? 17 out of 36 states would have a sense of belonging.
Are we less superior?
No, so that is where the challenge comes. Would they not have accepted this if it was so? No. And so that's why we must, you see, like I said, we can't have democracy without democracy. So you cannot have justice without men who have a sense of justice. I mean, Obasanjo was even an outcast to his people because he did everything to ensure that this nation saw things from the national perspective.
Exactly.
That's one thing nobody can deny Obasanjo in this country. He was ready to forgo the man from Ogun State to ensure that somebody from Borno State have an opportunity. And we now begin to have a system like, can any Nigerian from the South who looks at this be fair? I mean, can any Northerner with a sense of justice like it? Nobody likes it. And that is what we are saying. It requires, I mean, we are celebrating when a Nigerian becomes a mayor somewhere in the United States.
Yes.
Because these people deliberately ensure that the minority have opportunity. The other day, senators from Italy came to visit the president. He was celebrating because there was a Nigerian, a senator Iwobi that was there. So why are we now being so unjust to ourselves down here? So the President Obasanjo, I think in this case, like that of Tinubu, I accept the messenger, I accept the message. Because he's the most competent person in this country. Because let's also face it quite unfortunately, there are a lot of Nigerians who are trying to crucify Jonathan today to say, look, Jonathan, he went there, he didn't think about Niger Delta. He should have focused on, and I had an argument with some colleagues. I said, look, this man is the president of the whole nation. They said, no, he should have done it. Now, what is his name? Buhari has come, he's doing for his people. What are they doing? So, unless we would have said we have no right to complain now, then we would have justified it. When people have made efforts, let it be acknowledged. Unfortunately, what Buhari has done is to turn us far, not even 2 steps backward. Far backward.
Not sideways.
This one, far backward than we have ever been. And this man does not want this nation to survive. It doesn't seem that his agenda is pro-Nigeria. And of course, it's very certain his appointment to ministerial position will not get better.
That's what we are saying.
It will not get better. In short, as a matter of fact, it might be worse. I'm not sure people like Amechi will continue to be Minister of Transport, the so-called juicy ministries. I'm not sure. It's going to be worse. So where are we going to if we want Nigeria to survive? You need the willingness, the readiness, the competence of every Nigerian. And why do we even do that? Every geographical, yes. And the reason why we do that, see, God who creates us has his sense of mixture that achieves the best results. As we're all here, we have different idiosyncrasies and all that. But putting us together helps us to achieve a blend that is superior to any other one you can make. And that's what God made Nigerians. When anybody now sidelines the rest of Nigeria, you are making us to present one side, like they say cake on bond. One side is overdone, the other side is not touched, and none is useful.
Rice where no done well.
None is useful now. The side you burnt too much is not useful. The side you didn't use is not useful. And that's what that's what Nigeria is today. And that is what President Buhari, if he thinks that he doesn't want to be the last president of this country, should do his best. It is, of course, some have gone too far now to change. But let him begin now to realize, for instance.
And there's still some steps he can take.
Yes, the acting CJN can be left to, can be appointed. He does not prevent him from appointing another person from his CJN.
Why they say it must be the highest ranking?
No, it's for acting.
That's for
okay,
acting.
For acting.
For appointment,
but for
just
appointment,
yes. Especially looking at the way he has dealt with Justice of Supreme Court from the South, Nguta, Okoro, now finally Onoyen. We can't continue like this. You have destroyed the fabrics of this nation. All that the forefathers built. What is his name? Ahmadu Bello told Azikiwe. Let us acknowledge our differences and find how to live together. But today the man knows our differences and is trying to make sure everybody goes his part. And yet you are drawing the resources for that from the south. From the Niger Delta that you don't want to survive. The fact that you have made the other men your chief of staff and armed all of them. Look, it doesn't take anything for anybody to be a rebel. It doesn't need to destroy a good thing. So that's why we're praying, Mr. President, forget it. You can put Nigeria before the Civil War. There was no weapon in Eastern Nigeria. None. But how many years did the war last? We must be very careful where we're going to. And that's why we're saying this thing here. But I'm just saying that because he's a man that's pan-Nigerian. Thinking of that Nigeria will stay for one, be together. And nobody should ignore what he's saying.
Of course, they fought for
like we said,
the Civil War.
No, don't go there.
Don't go there.
I believe in Nigeria. That's why I'm talking like that.
I still remember
in terms of bringing
don't go there.
Don't go
there. Okay, all right, good. It's 4 minutes. It's 4 minutes after 11, and it's time for our listeners to be part of the program. Thank you so much. All right. Like I said, it's okay. Thank you very much. Your mics are all down now, so whatever you're saying is outside the mic. I would appreciate if the listeners now can be part of the process. We've taken almost 4 minutes out of their time. And you can do that by actually following us on our social media sites on Facebook. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Today95.1fm. Or you simply search for Today95.1fm on Facebook. Like that page, we have an ongoing topic there, opinion poll. Let's get your thoughts on these issues. Or you can go on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @TodayFM951. Do like that page, follow us on that handle, and let's get to have your thoughts. Watch us on YouTube. Search for Today 95.1 FM on YouTube. Click on the live button. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button too. And then to send us SMSs and WhatsApp messages, you do that to 07019339962. 07019339962. Those numbers are for WhatsApp messages and text messages. Okay, so I'm going to start real quickly with this one here. And I have this. It says, Annie, good morning. I am Mokemba from Alu. I'd like to remind your guests that since January 1st, 1960 till date, we've had 14 Senate presidents. Please, Temire, thank you very much. You can take this along with you. Since 1960 till date, we've had 14 Senate presidents. One out of the 14, the Southeast had 8 The Northeast got one yesterday, while South and North Central have had their turn. The Northwest and Southwest never produced Senate president. Also, since 1999, we only had 2 DSP before yesterday in person of Ibrahim Mantu and Ekore Madu. Can we say it is balanced? Baba Obasanjo is culpable too. Good morning, my distinguished guests, Hani, and the guests in the studio. Please, I saw desire to use the word, okay, the tutors in the studio. I saw desire to use the word tutor because the analysis of the authorities are so impacting, and it is only teachers that can make such difference. And as a matter of fact, quite a number of them are teachers. And it is only teachers that make such a difference who are well-groomed. But then my special appreciation goes to Dr. Kenneth Nweke because I grew up as a political scientist via him. Bless you, sir. In democracy for me is all about periodic elections and nothing else in the context of Nigeria. That's from Carlton. You sent that in. ID, you said, hello, Annie. Please, this question is for Ima to answer. Please differentiate between the day you achieve something and the day you presume to achieve something, and which day is what's celebrating. I think the day I started seeking for that thing is the day I'll celebrate it.
Annie has answered it.
Yeah.
Which is June 12th.
Which is June 12th.
Your latest guest has said all I said in my previous messages. I never knew there's another man like this, like I do in Nigeria today until today. June 12th is misplaced. That's from Mr. Law. He said, can we say we have democracy when the military is still dictating and ruling the nation on June 12th? Has Nigeria not have democracy before June 12, 1993? Is this the first democracy Nigeria has had? Why not rather say Abiola Day? Who will June 12 help? So who will he help? All right, then. This here says... Melody Uniport says, to me, making June 12 democracy is democracy day is a fallacy born out of emotions rather than facts. Nearly can't kill a bird. June 12 nearly gave us democracy, but May 29th did. It's like celebrating the day you nearly won the World Cup more than the day you win the World Cup. Abiola allegedly was haunted by the monster he helped in creating the Karma Law. My uncle, who was at the Brigade of Guards, told me that Abiola, Abacha, and IBB participated in all the successful coups except 1966 coup. Don't be surprised if another government comes and reverses this day. Tinubu has the tendency of dictatorship. His speech is rhetorical to me. And this says 29th May cannot be adjudged a true democracy day because the election that brought in Obasanjo as winner was characterized by massive rigging. Obasanjo was handpicked by a military cabal and imposed on the people, which is undemocratic. He did not even win in his own state. Since that undemocratic system had been instituted, Nigerians have not known true democratic values. June 12 should implant in the minds of Nigerians the true democratic realities if we're to get things right in our journey to democracy. That's from Lawson, from Ahoda. And another here says, I totally agree with Chief Obasanjo. The templates of marginalization by this current administration for me does not reflect anything in resemblance to unity in government for all, as asserted by the government in his alleged victory speech after the election. This could trigger an uproar from any part of the country who feel neglected and marginalized. Cooper. Well, Cooper also said, good morning. For me, Honorable Jerome has said it all with his analysis. I've always said the worst thing that ever happened to this country was to nominate Chief Obasanjo to be the first democratic president. For me, Nigeria has never been a democratic nation, neither is it being practiced nor admired. So Tinubu should keep mute because he's among those heads that are enslaving this country. That's from Cooper. And in a multi-ethnic and multi-religious, I don't know what I mean by, okay. In a multi-ethnic and multi-religious society or setting, we find ourselves in Nigeria. The only way to manage our diversity is political balance. It's difficult for us to develop and move forward as a nation with this present medieval arrangement of the Buhari government. That's from Obedima. Um, I have a text here that says our brothers up north are busy accepting major positions to the detriment of other major ethnic groups. Well, I don't think anybody who's getting the position will say, no, I don't want to take it. You know, you are giving too much to my yeah, you have given too much. You have given too much to my region. They will take it. Maybe they should either blame whoever is giving it to them. He says that to the detriment of other major ethnic groups, let the good people of the north speak against it for the interest of Nigeria. Joshua Kalio, you sent this in. Nigeria is good at remembering the dead and not preventing the dead from dying. The world knows that if Abiola was duly recognized as the winner of the election, life will have been his portion. But what Buhari is doing is just eye service. He was in the shoes of Babangida, he will do the same. Well, he was not in the shoes of Babangida, so you can't ever tell. He's in the shoes of Buhari. He has done what Buhari will do. Annie, Mr. Chinwa is on point. As far as I'm concerned, June 12th was an accident of history. The APC only used it to score a cheap political point in the southwest, and they succeeded. Unless Abiola is declared the president of Nigeria posthumously, June 12th cannot create the critical mass to be recognized as Democracy Day in Nigeria. James Opongwa, you sent that in from Uzoba in Port Harcourt. Another here says, Annie, when you see agitations that sometimes leads to anarchy, it's as a result of the perceptions of people being marginalized. Why is this present government trying to deepen the thoughts of those that think they have an agenda? I think APC and Mr. President should run a government of inclusiveness. Ogidi KC, you sent that in. I'll take one more and then we can open the phone lines. Tribalism is limitless and the same even in small units. The same marginalization is even in River State. The governor is from Ikwere, deputy SSG speaker, Riverine, where is Iche, Ogoni, etc. That was from AB. You send that in. Well, the phone lines are open 0810-951-0951 or 0817-0000-951. When you call in, please, real quickly, let's know what you're talking about, and then just 30 seconds or 1 minute at most, if I can spare that. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Good morning, everybody in the studio, and Annie.
Yeah, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Steve Mbo. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead.
Good. We have to thank God today. Most of the analysts today, they are in the studio. We are talking about this executive and the legislature. And we have been saying that in a democracy, why there is no national assembly, that's for a democracy, but today, thank God, all of them are singing praises. Nobody is talking about the executive. They are praising the executive. So the legislature say they have to be there, But there was a fight between the executive and the legislature. People were calling the legislature say, well, everything you must lean to the dictates of the executive. We said, no, it's not possible. Without them, we don't have a democracy. And that's the essence of this democracy we're talking about. So let us try to monitor, let us analyze, let us educate the young ones, and most of us who are learning, that without legislation, we cannot have a democracy. So I want to condemn the legislation in their activities. Sometimes they are not doing that out of that. Sometimes they could say it, but sometimes they are doing for the benefit of democracy. Which of us are looking forward? They could argue with the legislation to the extent they want to, because of they want to make sure democracy survives. Thank you very much.
We got your thoughts there. Thank you. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Gentle Bobo, calling from Ozoba.
Gentle Bobo, go ahead.
You don't want to read my message, so I will use my mouth and say it. Yes.
Well, if your message is not going to be in line with what I can allow out, I'll cut you off.
No, it's not that. It's not in line with what you are saying in the studio. I want to thank your guest in the studio, Mr. Andrew Ajayi. See, we are talking of federal character in our democracy. Are we not? Yes. In River State, let us also discuss River State own. Now, the governor of River State has just been sworn in, and now he has deprived us. He has marginalized Ogoni for another time again. Secretary has been in our position for ages, which everybody knows. But look at today, he has exchanged Ogoni man with a Calabari man. What are we saying? So I want the governor to know that this is another crime this is another marginalization he has done on the Ogoni people.
All right, then we got your thoughts there. Thank you very much. We got it. But I just want to ask, I mean, if that position was it made just for Goni people, another tribe?
You can prepare for the office of governorship.
Exactly.
Equally was secretary before they became governor. So go and work hard for it.
This is good morning, Annie. Please enlighten me. The rule of the federal house is that first timers do not lead the house. Who is the South South or Southeast as APC member aside from Ovie that qualify for that position? Well, you just mentioned it, Ovie. What stopped them from putting Ovie there? Why should Buhari be blamed for National Assembly decisions? I'm waiting for ministerial appointment before blaming the president. This is DK from Port Harcourt. President North, Vice President South, Senate President North, Vice South, Speaker South, Deputy North. During Obasanjo, it was the same with the South having the major positions. It is clear that Obasanjo and Andrew Ajayi are just trying to whip ethnic sentiments against Buhari to cause division in Nigeria. May God forgive them. When it comes to the North, it is one region. But when it comes to the South, we say it is 3 regions. This is Dave. Another here says, our diversity as a people is activated to further divide us by those with no sense of fairness and justice. S. Akanibo, you send that in from Port Harcourt. June 12, as constitutionalized by Buhari, was to pacify the Southwest and to win their votes in the 2019 election, not actually for the love of Abiola and all that he stood for. I tell you, if Buhari had not recognized June 12, we would have lost election in the Southwest. So June 12 was Buhari's 2019 election joker. On Obasanjo's imbalance in Buhari's government, it is a calculated attempt for a hidden agenda of the core North. Market Secretary, Attorney General, service chiefs will all come from the core North. Agenda is to perpetuate Northern leadership. Sunday Ikeji, you send that in. Phone lines are still open, 0810-951-0951. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. This is Emeka calling from Owerri.
Emeka from Owerri, go ahead.
I mean, on the issue of June 12, I say this thing on your program. I say June 12 never symbolizes Abiola. This thing is just a politics they want to play ahead of maybe against the Southwest. There's no way June 12 symbolize Abiola. If you want to honor Abiola as a person, make Abiola's day. Call it Abiola's day. If you ask me, it's only a good law that make move. When you say they want to name a unit after Abiola, that one is even more understandable. When you tell me that you want to June 12, ask what is June 12, the inauguration of June 12 and Abiola? What is the business of Abiola and June 12? That is, by the way, on the issue of, you see what happened in the house yesterday? That is the simple way of telling you that the executive have hijacked the judicial legislator. That one is, there's nothing about that. They are telling you they will carry everyone along. They will do that. Those are just a semantic, those are words. They are just giving out their words. The presidency and their people that have hijacked and taken over the National Assembly. And
what's the proof that you have?
When Lawal said that of the candidate of presidency emerges as a Senate president, what do you say? During Saraki, sometimes he used to hear threat of we will impeach. That is to shake, to put the president.
Well, you haven't even allowed this person to even sit down before you know whether he's going to do impeach. All you're just bothered about is because the House decided to go along with the candidate the party chose.
This man can never even ordinary threat of impeachment.
Okay, thank you. You're only going to just make assertions. You're not going to give me facts. Thank you. Hello, Today95.1 FM. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Annie.
Yes, please. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Mascot calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to speak on the views of former President Obasanjo. May God bless Mr. Andrew Ajayi. In fact, such people are supposed to hold very high positions in this country. Because each time he speaks above ethnic and national and religious sentiment. Not minding that he's a Yoruba man, but he always say the truth where the truth is. Obasanjo, I am not a fan of former President Obasanjo, but his views, his interventions, his sentiments are always nationalistic. And I'm a fan to all his sentiments, most of his sentiments and views. What is happening in Nigeria now is what total exclusion of a certain group of people. I've always said it. I do not blame the Igbo man. The Igbo man is down in national politics today, but I don't blame the Igbo man. Why? Bayelsa belong to the old rivers, and old rivers belong to the old Eastern region. That's why they voted for former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015. In 2019, due to the type of policy of exclusion perpetrated by the party APC, they decided to go to PDP because their son was chosen as vice presidential candidate. Therefore, there is no reason for anybody to chastise the Igbos for voting for PDP. No, but instead of APC to bring them on board, what they do is always to bring them down, make them a whipping boy in national politics. But I want to assure you all the girls there that the Igbo man will rise again in national politics.
Thank you very much. Got your thoughts on that. I think the Igbo people are still playing politics. I don't know about rising. I see a number of them in the Senate. I see a number of them in... Is it not Ikpeazu that was even the one that nominated in the reps? Linda Ikpeazu, Honorable Linda Ikpeazu. She was the one that seconded. Yeah, so there are quite a number of them. So they're still there playing politics. They're the ones governing themselves. It's just the fact that when you talk about national politics, and I think, Emmanuel, several times we've said it here, you cannot play national politics and expect that you don't bring anything and people just dance to your tune.
No way. Nobody gives you a car unless you buy it.
All right, let's move on to some text messages. Annie, please, what was the president's message? Hold on. To Nigerians on Democracy Day. Maybe I didn't hear it, Engineer Prince. We might catch it on later. I think the last I heard, they were still gathering at Eagle Square. Good morning, Annie, and your guests. I thank your guests today, particularly Andrew Ajayi, for hammering on the particular issue. Please tell the government of Rivers State and as for long as an Aquarium man remains governor, the SSG must remain the position of Ogonis. All right then. I didn't know where. I want to know where they sat down and divided it. Like who sat down? This asks, are there Muslims in River State? Who among your panelists is a Muslim? We'll talk about religion and ethnicity when we don't get things on our way. We had a Muslim panelist the other day. We don't have one here now. I don't know, just in case he's thinking that we're not that fair. We had... Oh, hold on. No, hold on. Just calm down. The person is probably thinking, okay, since you're always calling this, but we're also fair here. Was it 2 days or 3 days back?
Yeah.
We had a Muslim panelist. He has the Islamic Council. So please. So it's not as if we will pick only or cherry pick and say, are you Christian, before we invite you to the studio. As a matter of fact, you didn't include your name. If you're a Muslim, you're invited. Hello, Today95.1 FM. Good morning.
Yeah, Lani, good morning.
Morning, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Emeka. I'm calling from Eke.
Go ahead.
Emeka, I'm calling from Eke local government.
Emeka, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to say that I don't know why Ogoni people are lamenting that the secretaryship belongs to Ogoni people. Why are they making noise? Since I was born, my sister, till now, 18 people have never been even deputy speaker, even secretary, even speaker, even dead. So I don't know why they are doing like this. Let us be watching. After Governor Ute's tenure, another man will come in. If that person will come, we'll know. All these things they are doing like this, I am not happy. Now, go to my side now. From Ibuichie to Ikwerengo, Ume, Blogibo Road. It's bad. Oh dear, we have a representative, Tony Jogo. Since 2015, Tony Jogo cannot talk. The only thing he will do is to go to State Assembly and sit and be sleeping. So, I'm okay.
I'm sure you are. Thank you very much. All right, and then on Facebook, we have Pizza's Good Blazy, the God Lizzy. Says, good morning, Annie and the gentleman in the studio. Annie, when OBJ shouted about the plans to Islamize Nigeria, a lot of people showered him with huge amounts of words. Not now, it's obvious. Some people think that to Islamize Nigeria means to force all Nigerians to worship in the mosque. It's far from that. Giving critical offices to core northerners, especially Muslims, it was clear indication of Islamizing the country. Even 99% of the recent names of judges sent by Buhari to make judges to appeal court are northerners. I totally agree with OBJ. If not, it was not a well-calculated plan. Tell me, how is it possible for this to have happened, Annie? PMB and Northerners, especially Muslim faithfuls, are up to something. He says he rests his case. It's about time you rested it anyways. Is it not obvious that this administration is practicing nepotism? You might say it's elected officers, but you and I know that Nigerian politicians know how to play their games when they want something to favor certain group or region. I'm not a Nigerian, I beg. Priestley, you send that in Elo Chukum. You know, what I keep wondering is that when they say, politicians know how to play their game, and I'm wondering, are we saying the politicians on this side don't know how to play the game? Is there something that they know about politics that we don't know, and we have not learned it up till now?
It depends on the understanding of whoever is saying whatever. Because I think politicians in any side of this country know how to play their games. But the fact is that where there seem to be that some exclusions are made, those people from the excluded side will always be complaining.
All right, then. Isaiah Ohaka. Yes, let me just read Isaiah's and I'll get to you so you can see what you're on. OBJ is right, but he was among those who made it happen. This is just the beginning. All right, good morning.
See, politicians in this part of the country don't know how to play the game. I'll give you an example, and that's what I commend the North for. Justice P.K. Wokedi, of former chief judge of Anambra State, went and served in the Supreme Court for 200 days. They were younger judges. Uwe served in the Supreme Court for 29 years. Who was wiser? Sending young people to put in their best and grow.
And grow.
We're having judges in Rivers State now who are young, competent, capable, and willing to work. Rivers State will keep them here until they have 5 years to retire. They send the Court of Appeal. They can't go to the Supreme Court, or they go there and retire in 2 years.
Indeed.
Time. So that
means the ability to plan for the future. Foresight.
Here now you know what we're having? A governor comes and say, Jerome is not lawyer. Because he's not lawyer, even if he's competent. What is the loyalty? Come and worship me. And we can't do that. If we want to play send the best 11. But here, that man, we know he's good, but he's not lawyer. So at the end of the day,
go there and be.
At the end of the day, you are the one losing now because your time must go past.
Your time must go.
We don't know how to play.
And then you've kept your people behind.
And if there's any way I adopt my heart for the Fulani politician, the Northerner, is that they have vision, they and all that. So now it is working for them. But they laid the foundation long ago. In the legal profession, in the army, everywhere, their population may be lower, but they are strategic.
Fine. They laid the foundation. They laid the foundation to do what? To continue to be strategically claiming superiority over others. Now that you have responded, just a moment. Now that you have responded to me the way you have responded, that is why I said that in a nation that contains 250 ethnic group of people and over 374 languages, no one should want to play smarter than the others.
No, but
there must be a conscious and deliberate effort to work for national unity and integration.
Everybody must be strategic.
See,
that is all I'm saying.
Everybody plans to be strategic.
To outsmart the others. Oh, fantastic. We will begin. We will begin.
No, that's what we're saying. We're saying we should have been doing that long ago.
No, but I'm saying that is a wrong thing in a nation. Very wrong.
No.
When Anthony Nahoro at
very wrong.
The house.
No. I'll get to something.
Yes.
What did the Sadar of Sokoto?
They said as soon as practicable.
Yes, that is the calculation which Doc is telling you. The Northerners have groomed themselves. Yes. They know the system. Because as at then they thought that there was nobody to occupy those offices.
Yes, therefore let's kill it.
Exactly. So we are not saying it's good. We are saying it's condemnable. We are saying they are strategic. Okay. They are prone to political planning. Unlike Nigerians, they love themselves more than we do.
It's like when they say there's a plan to Islamize.
Yes.
And I said, well, the people from that religion have a right to want to propagate their religion and push it the way they want.
Yes.
What stops you from
doing
yours?
What stops you from making your own effort?
Fantastic.
We are the ones who will undo ourselves.
Yes.
I'm a lawyer. See, I did a brief. And it was necessary for me to put certain biblical quotations in my brief. And Muslims have done it. Now, of course. I met a senior lawyer who is a Christian. Why do you put this here? You don't need to put Bible quotation here.
Oh, really?
I said, don't worry for me, I'll put it. I'll put it. He said that matter went to court.
Point now.
That matter went to court. Do you know that there was 3 Muslim justices in Court of Appeal that court that gave decision in my favor?
Fantastic.
That's the kind of thing you experience.
Fantastic.
These are people who are strategic and understand. But so the Muslim man won't be afraid of making reference to the Quran.
He wants to.
But in this, when the academics, your fellow academics, you don't need to get references. I told people, for instance, when we talk about arbitration, which is the thing lawyers are talking about now, Jesus taught arbitration more than any other person. So, but I have heard Christians say, don't bring that in Bible here.
Yeah, for me, what I would say as an addition to that, because it has always been my mind, I was very careful not to be the one to talk like this. So I want to use this opportunity to say now that we are discussing publicly on Democracy Day, now that we are seeing the revelations, it is high time the Christians in this whole area too stand up and speak and do what they are supposed to do, so that they are not annihilated.
All right then.
They should be strategic.
I agree that the certain part of the country are not politically equipped. They lack the acumen. Even if you look at the history of Nigeria from independence, from the planning.
The West, though.
No, the West to some extent are beginning to realize themselves, but you can't compare them with the North.
Okay.
The Northerners are always in agreement. Even before independence,
that's true.
Every effort was made by the Northerners to make sure that they are organized, they take over power. The Northerners have the power, they have the grip, and they will continue to control it until we begin to realize ourselves. So why do you begin to think that you can get a system that you have not programmed yourself for?
If you look at the world in general, the United States will continually do everything to strategically place herself above every other nation. And remember, they are the proponents of democracy.
Yes.
But they are not democratic in their ways of strategically placing themselves. Why do they have that ongoing problem now with Huawei, with the 5G? Because they haven't developed that technology
everywhere.
And they know that if they allow Huawei that room, they would take over so many things, and that would take away the power the United States has.
Exactly.
And they have decided to use that now to say any country that allows Huawei into their country to develop 5G technology, we're going to have trade businesses and negotiations with you, we're going to pull away our backings. It's strategic to make sure they place themselves where nobody will sit down there and say, I have this power, take it.
Donald Trump said it in the United Nations. I say America first. Go home and say your nation first.
Of course.
And plan to put your nation first.
It is that which you negotiate.
That's where, when you come to even reverse politics,
yes,
sometimes the chairman, like we are, will always complain that we are marginalized. Yes. And then when you see, I've heard people say that these Equatorial people who are fighting are not fighting. That they are
more organized than the chairman.
Positioning themselves, for the future of River State. And so you see the chairman who is folding his arms and watching these ones or being used and other. So it means that you must be strategically positioned as far as politics is concerned. Otherwise, you continue to be sidelined.
I think my listeners will kill me today. Thank you very much. Annie, I weep. I beg of you. Annie, I weep for my country. The views of your guests today do appear to whip up sentiments for a fair and realistic comparison. Your guests ought to have read out those who held those positions during Obasanjo and Jonathan's regimes, but this he failed.
No,
what they have succeeded.
It is not good if anybody skills appointment of public office like that.
All right,
whether it is Obasanjo or Jonathan
what they have succeeded in doing today is prove themselves as tribal religious bigots. This is no hope for this country. That's for allow Benjamin have his say. That is Benjamin's opinion. Please. No, allow him to say this. Allow him to say, because that is why we invited you here.
We are. You see why every human being is opposed to some kind of
opposition.
Yes, you see Ajayi now,
It's okay. Thank you. I'm moving on. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Oh, good morning, everybody in the studio. I so love today's analysis. So clear, informative, and educating. I so enjoyed it. The lawyer in the studio is on fire. King John from Port Harcourt to send that in. From Matthew Kalio. That's a better one.
Yeah, this one came in later. You didn't hear what we said. No, that we are not biased.
No, you can't judge yourself.
Matthew Kalio says, greetings to you all. Yes, I totally agree with your guests that we are yet to achieve anything as a democratic nation. There should rather be a Shehu Shagari Day because Buhari overthrew the first democratic government on the 31st of December 1983. Sentiments, favoritism, godfatherism, and ethno-religious bickerings are things slapping us on the face today. Sorry from Oibo says, June 12 was is it reality? Hold on, that will just pop up in a moment. Was a real compassion for groups that helped him to achieve his long-time struggle to be a civilian head of state. Then another here says, in 1989, came for Southwest Senate presidency. I think that's what you're trying to say there. Southeast SGF, South. Let's stop sentiments. PMB is doing his best to move the nation forward. This is from John in Port Harcourt City. Back to Facebook. Chinda Tochi says, yes, I agree with OBJ, but he's among the people that brought Buhari to power. He exposed Nigerians to this pain and sorrow of this government. But Fayose said that those who brought Buhari to power will surely regret. These have justified Nnamdi Kanu's call for Biafra because the Southeast is not recognized in the political arrangement of this country. All right. And Humphrey Okudili Okuberry says, I think the man at the center, being Buhari, doesn't have this knowledge of making every path of this country to be recognized. And the issue of Democracy Day, I'm asking, will that change anything in this country? Adeni Desmond Alpha says, all these positions were constitutionally given. Should Buhari or any other president act against this? Ababi Oguma says, June 12th to me is not supposed to be Democracy Day, rather Anti-Democracy Day. Ike Fiza says, good morning, Lady Annie, Ima, and others in the studio. First, what's the position of the Constitution in regards to this observation raised by former President Olusegun Obasanjo? Constitutional provision and position will help us contribute unbiasedly.
No, this is federal character, that's section 14.
Federal character. But the federal character, does it have...
I have a matter in Federal High Court. We are challenging we are against Federal Character Commission.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I totally agree with the former president because looking at the way and manner at which APC is ruling this country, you'll see the imbalance in the system and it makes you see things from the aspects of Nnamdi Kanu. Godway Wallace Nane says, I agree with him. Chidozie Nwodo says, I agree with him. And Fred Frank says, that's true. Belema Fibika says, the slightest mistakes was from the past government and the corruption was like freedom. But now corruption has started making friends, so whoever doesn't apply as a friend remains unvoid. Nonye says, good morning, Annie and everyone in the studio. I'm Nonye from Umugbam in Omuma local government area. Federal government celebrates and declares June 12 as Democracy Day. Annie declaring or celebrating June 12 as Democracy Day is not an issue for me, but my problem is the story of and what June 12 represents. The present government should from now and in subsequent time justify this June 12 by conducting free, fair, and credible elections to give Nigerians hope again and to show the real spirit of June 12. This is from Nonye Mwoba from Omuma local government area. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Good morning, Annie.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt. My name is Kingsley.
All right, Kingsley, go ahead, please.
First and foremost, I would like to thank Andrew. I know he's radio senator. I want to thank him so much for his analysis today. God bless him. I equally want to thank Mr. Chinwa, the lawyer there. They have spoken very well. God bless them. Because these are the kind of people we want. At least for we young people, when they speak like this, we have confidence that at least with struggling and believing in God that we will move forward. Because if you look at what is happening in Nigeria today, we the young people are completely discouraged. We are so sad with what is happening. Look at Buhari. Before he came into the office, he said he's not a leader for anybody, he's for everybody. But today, what is happening? Lopsidedness. The things that started the Biafra and Nigerian war, it is still happening today. A lot of people today have just decided just to sideline some regions of this party, if you like it or not. The Eastern region is a very, very important region in this country. And they created South-South, the so-called South-South, in essence of dividing the Eastern region. And today it's working for them. Because we have to tell ourselves the truth, we have to be sincere with ourselves. If this thing were to be the North, and then we are sidelined, and nothing was given to them, would they accept it? Would this country have been in peace today? But that is by the way. And look at what the lawyer read out again. The key position of these countries, when crucial meetings are made, that people that are supposed to be there, the secular country like Nigeria, 20 solid key positions he mentioned, only 3 was shared between the North, between the West and the East, but others were given to the North. And they said we should keep quiet. But if you are to be the North, will they accept it? But the truth of the matter is just that the way this country is going, if it is not careful, like they said, this thing is a gunpowder. You can think that this push people to their extent, but there is a time you push them to the wall. They cannot break over to that wall. They have to react.
Thank you, Kingsley. We've got to let you go. Thank you very much. But we understand you totally align with Obasanjo there, where he says that we're tending towards instability with the imbalance in governance structure. We'll take one last call. We've got to go. We're taking the time from entertainment. Hello, Today 95.1 FM.
Good morning, Annie.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chima, calling from Port Harcourt. Yes, Annie. I want to say Obasanjo is right on what he wrote. You understand? On his statement, I think it's right. Because Annie, I came from a village called Rumodogo in Emoha local government. Now, do you know why there is nothing that is coming to our place? Because we don't have anybody in government. You understand? Nobody. Now, Annie, if you are in authority in government and you see a pothole that is leading to your community, I think you are going to do it because of your position. So I think there is need for everything to go around according to follow the federal character system in appointment of everything. Because when you are not doing it, you are telling the other people are not people that not have sense. You understand? So I am in total support of Obasanjo. There has to be a federal character system in appointment of everything. You cannot pack everything, go to north. We still have people here who is competent to handle positions. You understand?
Thank you very much, Chima. You're in line. Thank you. We've got to let you go. A text here says the South of this part has the tendency of fighting one another and will never bring development. Will continue to cry marginalization. And then on Facebook, this here says Tinubu and Co. They're talking about not taking Nigeria's democracy for granted, has already taken Nigeria for loan grants. We are indebted to the likes of Tinubu and Co., Godfatherism, etc. Matthew Jomat Ibos on Facebook says it shouldn't be declaration as Democracy Day, but how democratic we are. Are the governments of the day following the rule of law? Are they obeying court orders? Are we enjoying the dividends of democracy? These and many more questions are begging for answer. Rest in peace, Chief MK Abiola. God help Nigeria. Wilson Daniel says, until IBB apologizes to Nigerians and tells us the reason why he annulled the 1993 election, this Democracy Day celebration will always be a joke.
He has mentioned it. One of the questions I have, he said, why we are not.
All right, then, and that's how we wrap up on the program this morning. We'll just have very limited time to wrap up on our thoughts, so I will just allow 30 seconds each. Andrew Ajayi, please, real quickly now.
Thank you very much. I want to say that, yes, Democracy Day, first and foremost, let me say maybe they can give MKO Abiola a day. Not necessarily, he's not really Abiola Day when you say June 12th. Having said that, let me also say that I believe in Nigeria. I believe that we can do better than what we are doing now. Let governments, federal, state, and local governments come together and begin to see how we can invest consciously and massively in the issue of making sure that all the ethnic groups in Nigeria, all the regions in Nigeria collectively feel and own Nigeria, so that nobody will be bad-mouthing Nigeria and will perpetually live in good national unity and integration. Happy Democracy Day.
Andrew Jai, the radio senator, lead advocate, character reformation, Nigeria, and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Honorable Jerome Chukwuemeka Okere.
Yeah, I strongly condemn the nature of the structure, in the mode of occupying positions. But I think that the president should correct that in further appointments. There are several appointments not made. The president can come from the north, the senate president from the north, the CJN acting from the north, and the speaker from the west with the vice. So the president should now see it as a duty to reflect this in the future appointments, the ministerial positions, and other sensitive positions, so that other parts of the country can have a feeling of what appointments are, and then that will reflect that federal character principle, which is a constitutional provision. It is not just a mere statement.
Okay.
It's part of the ground norm.
All right. Honorable Jerome Chukwuemeka Okere, Esquire, public affairs analyst and legal practitioner based in Port Harcourt. Thank you so much. Dr. Kenneth Moike?
Well, I start by saying that it should be expressly made clear in the Nigerian Constitution that failure to adhere to federal character principles, should be justiciable. And if you fail to do that, it shouldn't be an implied thing, where you begin to go to court like my friend, and then at the end of the day, you won't have judgment. If it's expressly written in black and white, then you'll be near to solving the problem. And then finally, talking about the Tinubus and his reflections on Democracy Day, we have more Tinubus, down the ladder, and so I don't have to take their messages. Sorry, I may take their messages partially, but the messengers are not to be taken at all.
Dr. Kenneth Nweke, a political analyst and an associate professor of political science at the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education, Rumo Lumini, Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Dr. C.A.J. Chinwo.
Yeah, well, let me say there is the Federal Character Commission Act.
Yes.
So issue of Federal Character Commission is justiciable in Nigeria. So that's why we can go to court and we must make the government to know that and to comply with it. I also want to say that Nigerians, all of us at every level, must develop a sense of democracy and a sense of justice if we want democracy to thrive. So that whether we empower us or at the federal level or the state or local government, we must be just and fair to each other. If we do that, the dates may not matter. People will be happy for our nation. And that's what we are lacking now.
Be happy. The date will not matter. We'll genuinely be happy no matter the dates. C.A.J. Chinwo, Dr. C.A.J. Chinwo, legal practitioner and law teacher, Rivers State University. Thank you so much, Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Ndukwe.
Well, I certainly believe that without justice, there can be peace. And certainly, what Chief Obasanjo wrote is very correct. I tell you, the lopsided nature of appointments and, of course, the positions of government make some in this nation feel as they are not belonging to this nation.
All right, then. Bottom line here, like I said, we all must be actors in changing our story. It's never one person who changes your story. You must take up that handle and that saddle and fix your situation, make that change for yourself. And of course, all that we have been saying here is that we do whatever it is that we seek in bringing change democratically. There is no call for arms here. There's no call for war here. We will never get what we desire by war. It would never really. Rather, we're just going to lose lives. There are better ways we can do that. And we have the option of democracy. In fact, that is the only option of democracy. We can do that democratically and learn to play that game and get better at it in improving our position and our unique and strategic ideas forward. Else, we'll keep finding ourselves with the short end of the stick. Happy Democracy Day to everybody. And this is how we wrap up on the show. I'm so sorry we took away time from Entertainment Express today. But he's still going to come in for the few minutes he has. And then I'll see you again tomorrow.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
It's another time for us to talk money. It's another time for us to talk profit. It's another time for us to talk knowledge. And it's another time for us to talk wisdom right here. And it's interesting that whenever we talk about these four things, one company comes to mind, and that is Hantech Global. Now, when we talk about Hantech Global, we do know that they know their stuff, and when they say it as it is, and they mean it as they say it. And I do have Mr. Mike Fope in the studio with me today, where we'll be talking about everything Hantech Global, what they do, who they are, what they stand for, what you stand to benefit eventually. Good to have you, Mr. Mike.
Thank you.
All right. So, for those who don't know what Hantech Global is about, can you tell us about Hantech Global?
Okay, Hantech Global is a fintech company that started 28 years ago in Hong Kong. And basically, what do? We'll create an opportunity for people to make money by connecting them to the largest financial market in the world. That's where $7.3 trillion is being traded every day. Now, aside from connecting people to this opportunity, we also train people on how to trade successfully into this market. And this training is provided free. Once again, Hantech Global is regulated. We have different regulations in different jurisdictions. We have presence in London, we are in Jordan, New Zealand, Japan, we are also in Australia, we are in India, we are in Dubai, now we are in Nigeria, doing the same thing, empowering people, making people to make more money.
Now, it's interesting that you mentioned that Hantech Global, deals predominantly in the foreign exchange market. Now, for those who don't know what it is, I mean, for that trader, somewhere in the market who's saying, what is this man talking about? Which one is foreign exchange? What is a foreign exchange market?
Okay,
and
good.
How does it affect the economy?
Okay. Number one, foreign exchange market is a place where the currency is exchanged for the other currency. So, for instance, dollar against naira, its rate is at 360 now, and that rate fluctuates. Okay? So if you go to the Bureau de Change, you exchange your dollar for naira. But basically, what we do, it's not really exchange. We are trading the currency, the price movement. So for instance, if the exchange rate is 360, and then if I have a know-how, I believe that the exchange rate is going to go up to 375. So what do? I buy dollar, I keep the dollar, right? And then if my expectation, if my forecast is right, and when dollar gets to 375, I will have made 15 naira for every dollar. Isn't it?
Yeah, that
the
makes
same
sense.
thing we do here. So we are trading into the international market. That's why they call it foreign exchange. So we are trading into Euro/USD. There's also price fluctuation between these two currency pairs. So we teach people how to take advantage of the market. We teach them exactly how to buy, how to sell, and making money. Just like people trade cement. Okay, if you let's say for instance Dangote cement is 10 naira.
This is now on the floor of the stock market.
Exactly. Just for us to have a clear understanding or clear view of what we're talking about. So if you believe that Dangote cement, they've done so well, the price will go up. So you buy into Dangote cement at 10 naira, right? And if Dangote cement moves to say 25, fantastic.
You've made about 150% profit.
Exactly. So you sell and make money. Okay, but then you need to understand when to buy. You need to understand how. You need to understand the tools that you will use in buying to spot this opportunity in the market. So we in Antec, aside from connecting you to the exchange, we also teach you how, and then we have experts in the house. For instance, I've been training for 14 years, and we have other experts in the house who've been training for over 10 years. So these experts will be teaching people freely on how to trade profitably.
Wow. Keyword there is free.
Yeah.
I like free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? Okay, so now that you've mentioned free, people will be like, I can go, but should I go? Do I really know much about this stuff? I'm just a humble trader in this place, or I am just a medical doctor who only knows about needles and stuff, or I'm a nurse. Who are the people who can stand to benefit from this, and who are the people who should attend this training?
Let's simply say anybody that has a smartphone, that uses its phone to browse, uses its phone to chat on WhatsApp, is eligible to learn how. I always tell people, do not chat your life away. You have, you have the same resources you are using in chatting is the same thing you are going to use to learn how to trade. All you need to do is to come for our training. Now, there's something we do that is very peculiar to Hunter Global. When we teach you how to spot opportunity in the market, how to trade, we also invite you to come to our mentorship class. No broker does that except Hunter Global.
Okay, wait. Not only that, you're going to teach me.
I'm going to mentor you.
You're also going to guide me through the process.
Awesome. We're going to do that. So we're going to do that because we are also professional traders. And we also understand this fact that sometimes when you learn how to trade, and if you go back to the comfort of your house, you're likely to forget what you've been taught.
Many times.
Yeah. Exactly when it's a new thing. So when you come to the mentorship class, we'll guide you.
Okay.
As we are also trading, you see what we are doing, so you can also do that.
Wow.
And then it comes to the mentorship class, we have all these things recorded in a video. So you have the opportunity to play the video over and over again, so that you have a better understanding of what we are saying. Nobody does that except Hunter. So, and then it's something we want everybody. And like you said, anybody can trade. We have in Port Harcourt, for instance, there's a woman who I call my mother. She's a 72-year-old retired nurse.
Please say that age
She's a
again.
72-year-old retired nurse.
72-year-old.
72-year-old retired.
That's amazing. I always tell people that there's no such thing as retirement age. But anyway, Mr. Mike, just go on. Yes, you're telling us about her.
And she's trading.
She's trading and she's making money.
She's doing well. I mean, she's doing very well.
Wow.
And she does that, in her house. And sometimes she comes to the office because we have world-class trading facilities in all our offices across the nation. So she comes once in a while to, an old woman to mingle with younger traders and to rub ideas.
Wow.
So we have that facilities in our offices, okay? And then for those, because we also know that some people may not be chanced because of their nature of work. So we also have webinar classes. Now, this webinar classes is anchored by one of the best brain in the industry.
Okay, you know what, Mr. Mike? We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, you tell us about this webinar, about who will be hosting the webinar for the people who do not have chance to learn.
Do you want to increase your earning capacity trading in the financial market? Hunter Global, a leading regulated fintech company with over 27 years industry experience, can teach you how. Our expert facilitators, using our forward-thinking educational model, will guide you through how to trade successfully in commodities, indexes, and currency markets. For more info, send your name, space, location to 0805-690-5612 via SMS. Send your name, space, location to 0805-690-5612 via SMS, and one of our professionals will reach out to you. Hunter Global, trust through transparency.
It's good to have you back. Let's continue the conversation right here with Hunter Global. It's been mind-stimulating. I have been learning a lot of stuff. I kind of have this feeling that it's not just me that has been excited about the things I've heard today. Mr. Mike Fowope is in the studio. He did tell us about what Hunter Global is and what they do for a living, how they help people, what the foreign exchange market is, and he's been telling us about the training and mentorship. But he also said something very, very interesting before we went on the break, and I would like for you, Mr. Mike, to break it down for us to understand properly.
Okay. I was talking about our webinar.
Exactly.
For people who might not be chance to come for the training, which is free, we have a webinar classes anchored by one of the best brain in the industry. His name is Richard Perry. He's our chief market analyst based in London.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So this guy will come and teach people how to trade this market. So it's something everybody should take advantage of. It's what we have to reach out to people that may not have the chance to come for our training in our offices. So we have this webinar running.
So for those who don't know what a webinar is just basically a video seminar.
Video seminar where you can sit down in the comfort of your house or in your office. You can play it through your phone. Well, once you register for it, don't worry, we'll tell you how to do that. Once you register for it, we will send you a link where you hook up with our chief market analyst. His name is Richard Perry. And also, for people said, I'm interested, but then I don't know, I don't have the time to even learn. We have what we call Hantech Social Trading Platform.
Okay.
Now, this is a very unique product.
Please tell us, because I'm hearing social. You mean that maybe there's a bit of fun in it. Is there fun in this?
It's quite very good, and yes.
Okay, tell us about it. Tell us about it.
It's simple. It's a platform where we have successful traders trading. And then for those who want to take advantage of the market but don't have the time to learn, what they have to do is they get connected to these successful traders. Okay. So as this trader is trading, making money, it's being replicated in their own account.
So wait, when you say replicated,
it's being copied.
Copied.
It's being mirrored. Exactly.
Wow.
Into their own. So it means you are copying a successful trader.
So in other words, what that simply means is, if for example I'm connected to you now,
exactly,
and you
whatever I do,
you make a trade, for example,
exactly,
and it comes back with some profit.
Yes, you make that profit too. So we're going to teach them how to pick the very good ones.
Okay, so I know Facebook is really good, but it kind of feels like I have wasted my time on Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of them, because I connect with people and they don't pay me a damn
So this
thing.
one, you connect to people and they pay you.
Wow.
Okay, and it's simple. If you want to learn how to do this, it's free. We have seminar running in our offices.
Okay, you know what? You're going to give us information about the seminar because of our time.
Yes.
We would like for you to tell us more about the seminar, how to attend, and of course what to do for you to be.
It's simple. For you to attend this free seminar in any of our offices in the nation, all you need to do is to send your name, space, location. So if you're in Abuja, send Mike Abuja. And if you are in Enugu, send Mike Enugu. Okay. If you are in Kano, Kaduna, send Mike Kano to this number 0805 690 5612. Take advantage of this opportunity to learn how to trade and earn extra income. You can do this with your day job. You can do this with your business.
Just give us that number again.
It's simple. 0805 690 5612. I repeat, it's 0805 690 5612.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mike Fowope, for telling us these amazing things about Hunter Global, about its many benefits, and of course how they can turn your life for good. Well, we're going to do this again. I do know that we're going to do this again because there's so much that we have to talk about to bring all of the things that Hunter Global is about to light so that you can benefit from this and of course smile to the bank, like we always say in these parts. Do not touch that dial. We will bring this your way again, same time, same station. God bless you and have a wonderful day ahead of you.
Do you want to increase your earning capacity trading in the financial market? Hunter Global, a leading regulated fintech company with over 27 years industry experience, can teach you how. Our expert facilitators, using our forward-thinking educational model, will guide you through how to trade successfully in commodities, indexes, and currency markets. For more info, send your name, space, location to 0805 690 5612 via SMS. Send your name, space, location to 0805 690 5612 via SMS, and one of our professionals will reach out to you. Hunter Global, trust through transparency.
Radio has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered on air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Good afternoon, and this is the World News here on your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Ifemi Andrew. On the headlines, Presidential Election Petition Tribunal fixes tomorrow to hear PDP's application to inspect INEC server used in 2019 presidential election. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike blames President Muhammadu Buhari's refusal to sign amended Electoral Act on flaws of 2019 general elections. And on the foreign scene, United Nations renews hope to end migrant trafficking and arms struggling in Libya. And now, the details. Events to celebrate the Made in June 12 Democracy Day has kicked off at the Eagle Square in Abuja. Activities started with the inspection of guards by President Muhammadu Buhari, a parade, and followed by special performances from different dance troupes. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Goodluck Jonathan, and former head of state were conspicuously absent at the Eagle Square, but foreign dignitaries at the event include presidents of Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Namibia, Niger, Congo, Liberia, Gambia, and Guinea-Bissau. Others are the vice presidents of South Sudan, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Egypt, and representatives of presidents of Benin Republic, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Czech Republic, France, Ireland, Japan, Mali, Kenya, Morocco, Malawi, and Belgium. Also in attendance is Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, as well as President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan and House of Representatives Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, among others. Meanwhile, former President Olusegun Obasanjo said Nigeria is moving towards disaster under President Muhammadu Buhari. Former President Obasanjo, in an interview with newsmen, also said the economy was unstable. He added that the current administration had destroyed the war against corruption, which he said started during his administration. Obasanjo said although President Buhari was re-elected, he believed the country was on the edge of the precipice, adding that it is wrong for the first top 3 officials of government to come from a particular region. And the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja will tomorrow, Thursday, hear the application of the PDP to compel INEC to surrender and allow access to the server of the February 23 presidential election. The 5-member panel of justices presided by Justice Muhammad Garba fixed the date after counsel to the PDP and Atiku Abubakar Levi Uzoku notified the tribunal of the application dated May 8. INEC had announced President Buhari winner of the election with 15 million votes, with Atiku polling 11 million. But Atiku claimed that results from the INEC server showed that the PDP won the presidential election with 18,000 votes as against 16,000 votes by the APC. And former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, has lauded INEC for issuing him a certificate of return as the senator-elect of Imo West. Okorocha, in a statement by his media aide, Sam Mwemedo, said that he was happy that the issuance of certificates of return received national and international attention. He also thanked Nigerians for their concern and solidarity all through the period of his certificate of return saga. The Independent National Electoral Commission finally issued a certificate of return to ex-governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha. The commission, in a statement, said it obeyed the directive of Federal High Court in Abuja last Friday, directing it to do so after its management meeting yesterday. And the immediate past, Senate Bukola Saraki has congratulated his successor Ahmed Lawan on his emergence as the president of the 9th Senate. In a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Saraki also congratulated Ovie Omoagege on his emergence as the new deputy president. He also extended his congratulations to the newly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, and his deputy, Idris Wase. And away from that, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has declared that the major challenges that characterized the 2019 general elections would have been averted if President Muhammadu Buhari had assented to the amended Electoral Act. Speaking during a courtesy visit by the political team from the British High Commission at the Government House in Port Harcourt, Governor Wike said the amended Electoral Act will legitimize the card reader and strengthen the process of result collation. The governor said that with the card reader given legal teeth, it would play a key role in the results that would emerge and discourage violence. In a statement issued by his special assistant on electronic media, Simeon Nwakaudu, the governor is quoted to have said the amended Electoral Act, when signed into law, will restore confidence in the electoral system while also calling for the demilitarization of the nation's democracy. Meanwhile, reactions have been trailing the threat of withdrawal of government recognition by Governor Nyesom Wike from traditional rulers whose domains are witnessing insecurity. Some respondents who spoke on the issue said the threat is a welcome development, but wanted the governor to investigate the role and link of the traditional rulers before carrying out his threat in the interest of justice and fairness. The residents also urged the governor not to stop at threatening the traditional rulers, but should extend same threats to the political class.
title or stool or whatsoever, we need to ask ourselves a question. Are these traditional rulers, are they the founding fathers of the problem that are lingering in the community? That is the question we need to ask ourselves first. Withdrawing their title, we didn't help to cope the situation, because if they have no idea about what is going on in the community, whether you relieve them of their position or not, what must be must be. So there is a way to tackle such issue, not by removing them from their chieftaincies too. Security is a collective responsibility, depriving them of their stool.
It's a welcome development, but also you should also know that most of the crimes in the communities are not caused by the paramount ruler. You also caution his political appointees.
Speaking in an interview with correspondent Uchende Jawar, Port Harcourt-based human rights advocate O.C. Haya King advised Governor Nyesom Wike to consider the legal implications of withdrawing recognition from a traditional ruler who may not have knowledge of the crime and does not have the power to curb insecurity.
If it stops at only a threat, it's okay, because there is insecurity, it just withdraws. But what I want to say generally is that if he threatens them because an expatriate, one Lebanese, was kidnapped, let him also threaten them when one small girl is kidnapped, one poor man is kidnapped. I like it. Threaten everybody, but have you armed him? Did you give him machete? Did you give him police? Did you give him gun? How does he protect it? But again, it will, if we have a few cases of where traditional rulers are conniving or villagers are conniving, or they know where these people are, because these people are from villages, you should also threaten politicians. Yes, very important. Also threaten politicians whose domain is under Christ. Threaten them too.
If you just tuned in, you're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, we have more news on the foreign scene. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the World News on your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Moving on now to more stories, the Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has dismissed a suit instituted by aggrieved Niger Delta youths against the Niger Delta Development Commission over alleged breach of Information Act and diversion of Water Hyacinth Project and International Merchant Navy professional training overseas. A group of aggrieved Niger Delta youths had approached the court demanding to be awarded the sum of 1 billion naira as damage for their suffering. But Justice Uche Agumor in her judgment ruled that the plaintiffs failed to prove the matter as established in the suit based on Freedom of Information Act. Justice Agumor said the plaintiffs did not request for any information from the defendants in the suit, saying that those whose names appear in the letter addressed to the commission were not plaintiffs in the matter. Justice Agumor, after evaluating the summons and evidence, refused to award the claims of 1 billion naira and thereafter dismissed the suit for lack of merit. Speaking to newsmen outside the court, counsel to plaintiffs, Chris Ojubuagu, said his clients will appeal the judgment. Correspondent Uchendu Ejowo reports that no counsel represented the NDDC, but the leader of the aggrieved Niger Delta youth, Prince Amatari, expressed readiness to challenge the matter up to Supreme Court to ensure that justice is served. And Vincent Igwe has been arraigned before a magistrate's court sitting in Port Harcourt on 2-count charges of conspiracy and promotion of nation. Igwe was alleged to have conspired with others at large to commit felony and promote war against Eze Daniel Ugbonna Dodo. The arraignment of Vincent Igwe followed the outcome of an investigation by the River State Police Command. After listening to the argument of counsels in the matter, Chief Magistrate O.J. Amadi granted bail to Vincent Igwe to the tune of 5 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. Magistrate Amadi also mandated the embattled chief to undertake not to cause crisis in the Lakaya community, just as he advised others at large to submit themselves to the authorities. Our correspondent reports that other accused persons are Emenike Wolu, Indidi Amadi, Eze Chukuka, Chief Robinson Abraka, and the paramount ruler of Akwa Kingdom, Eze Anele Olu Oriebe. The matter was adjourned to next month, July 15, for hearing. And now, journalists have been advised to equip themselves with life-saving techniques during conflict reporting. Generalist Field Officer of the International Committee of the Red Cross, Port Harcourt Subcommittee, Egbede David, gave the advice during a workshop for journalists in Port Harcourt by the International Committee of the Red Cross.
There is general insecurity, attack, obstruction, and voluntary discrimination of
these particular persons, tap it again, the personnel, the facility, the vehicles, as well as the wounded and the sick. Now, when ICRC talks about victims of armed conflict, there are three categories. There are some places we go to, they will begin to tell us, am I not a victim of armed conflict? But in the eyes of ICRC, victims of armed conflict are one, the wounded and the sick, two, the civilian population, okay, and three, what they call, there are three, wounded and sick, the civilian population, and detainees. These are the three categories of persons ICRC sees as vulnerable persons in times of conflict.
Speaking to correspondent Elfrida Alerici on the sideline of the event, the state chairman of Nigeria Union of Journalists, Stanley Job, advised journalists to be security conscious in reporting conflict issues.
You have to put safety first. Watch out whether the place is safe. If the place is safe for you, you get closer. But if it's not, you observe from a distance. You understand? Or you can also get information maybe from those who are very close, who are involved in the crisis, but were able to escape or leave the place unhurt. And you can get stories from them. But if you must get that point where maybe the heat of the battle, you should know that first safety.
Our correspondent reports that more than 50 journalists drawn from different media houses benefited from the training. And on the foreign scene, the UN Security Council has renewed a green light to the European Union mission to combat migrant trafficking and arms smuggling off Libya's coast amid calls for action to cut the flow of weapons. The Council voted unanimously to extend authorization of Operation Sophia until June 2020, more than 2 months after the forces of Khalifa Haftar launched an offensive to seize Tripoli, seat of the UN-recognized government. Germany told the Council that arms supplies delivered in violation of a UN embargo were the main hurdle in the way of an end to the fighting in Tripoli and a return to political talks. Hundreds of people have died and tens of thousands displaced in the offensive on Tripoli, and diplomatic efforts to return to political talks have been deadlocked. And 6 people have died as fire swept through a psychiatric hospital for war veterans in the Ukrainian city of Odessa. Ukraine's emergency services in a statement said the fire erupted evening in the one-story building. The facility provided mental health care for veterans of the Soviet Union's 1980s war in Afghanistan and World War II. Police and emergency services did not immediately comment on whether the fire was started deliberately, but said it did not appear to have originated inside the building. Deadly fires are relatively frequent in Ukraine and other former Soviet republics due to outdated infrastructure and poor security measures. And now to end the news, here is a summary of our major stories. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal will tomorrow hear PDP's application to inspect the INEC server used in the 2019 presidential election. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has blamed President Muhammadu Buhari's refusal to sign the amended Electoral Act on the flaws of 2019 general elections. And on the foreign scene, the United Nations has renewed hope to end migrant trafficking and arms smuggling in Libya. And that was the news, edited by Victor Zayama. For comments and inquiries, please call 0815-341-8657 or 0814-434-3502. You can send your emails